It has been quite a whirlwind 24 hours for Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. The star wide receiver was briefly detained during a traffic stop before Sunday's season-opening win against the Jaguars. The police union representing the officers involved said the Dolphin star was, quote, uncooperative, and that his driving was, quote, putting himself and others in danger, end quote. The Dolphins' Calais Campbell was also detained but was not cited for a violation. An emotional Mike McDaniel offered his perspective Monday afternoon.
The time since yesterday to now, I think for me personally, it's been hard for me not to find myself more upset the more I think about it. And that's because of, my teammates and trying to put myself in that emotion or in that situation that they've described emotionally. And then knowing more than that, I think the thing that me up, honestly, to be quite frank, is knowing that I don't know what that feels like. I think it's very, very important that that two things should be true. That I think you let due process work and information to be gathered to appropriately project an opinion. However, that I can't get away from the fact of what I know their experience to be, and you try to put yourself. If I'm Calais Campbell and I'm 38 years old, and you're going to work, and then whatever personal innocence that you have relative to, he's never had. You're a gigantic, strong, just miraculous man that has done right in all way, shapes, and forms, and there's just elements to that's very triggering. But I do think that it's supremely important to wait for information to be gathered before any rush to judgment. But regardless, I know the feelings expressed to me are not are unsettling. So but two things did come from the adversity. Super proud of teammates being teammates, and super proud of our guys understanding the civic responsibility of a platform and intending to do right by it.
Despite the incident, Devin Hester top of the list in terms of most touchdowns of 75 or more yards in NFL history. I was going to say, despite the incident, Tyreek Hill went out and had 7 receptions for 130 yards, and that included an 80-yard receiving touchdown on Sunday, which moves him to 12 touchdowns of 75 yards or more in NFL history.